Hi, welcome back to the Polymer Clay channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make a greetings card, and as Valentine's Day is coming up, yeah, I can't believe it, it's already coming up. I'm going to show you how to make a really pretty romantic kind of themed card. Lots of flowers. Flowers? Oh, I could make flowers. That's an idea. I was going to say hearts, but lots of hearts. And I'm going to also show you how to personalise it. So it will say the person's name or my loved one or some romantic stuff like that. So it's going to be lovely, and of course I'm going to include glitter, mica powders and all my fun stuff, and it's going to be great fun. I'm going to say it now and get out of the way. Please like, subscribe and comment. I know we all say that, but I now understand the reasons why we have to say that. It's to remind you that if you like my content, if you like my descriptions of things, if you want to see more, if you want to see less, please subscribe. Let me know in the comment section below what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong. You know, what do you want to see more of? Do you want to see less waffle? Because I can do that too. I can waffle less, it's fine. But please, you know, I'm growing my YouTube channel at the minute, and any support that I do get from you guys, I would really, really like that. So without further ado, here we go. Okay, so this is what I've got out today, and as I said, it's going to be romantic theme. It's going to have lots of red in it and things like that. So what I've got here is just a normal piece of card, nice and plain, and yes, it's brown, but I like this effect. I don't know, I think cards that are, you know, not white is just different. So I bought this in a pack, so I've got several to try out. So I'm going to do lots of different designs. I've got some little confetti hearts here, and then I've got obviously the clays. Now I'll do the majority in red. There's going to be some hearts going on. I'm going to show you the different designs, you know, how you can make just a normal standard cutter heart look really cool and really detailed. And then I'm going to do some personalisation with the black clay, as I've done in some of my other videos. I will link in the description box. I have to remember to keep doing that. My sister told me I've got to start linking stuff. I do like a big description of what sort of I'm using and things like that. But if you guys aren't interested in that, I will link everything, and it will just make my videos quicker. So easy for me. So move this out of the way, and I'm just going to show you what I'm using here. So this is a red mica powder. And then I've got, these are by the Colour Shack, this is Chateau, this is jet black, and then I've got some sparkly ones, this is red, and this is like a holographic colour. Moving on, there's not really a great deal you can do without a tissue blade. It's not, by that I mean there's no substitute really, so definitely get one of these. And then I've got my famous, as I call them, dotting tools. They've got like a latex end to them, so they're brilliant for any sort of sculpting that you do. On one of my other videos I did, my seahorse, I did a lot with these and they were really good. Craft knife, I always go for a weighted kind, so it's not heavy, it sits in your hand nice and well. And then I've got a paintbrush for the mica powders. This one is a Fimo professional tool. Recommend these. You can use this for sculpting. It's got like a gouge sort of sharp bit here, but I use it for glitter really, so I just pop on the glitter there, and it's got a nice point to it here as well. And then lastly, a roller. I do use a pasta machine. I know a lot of people comment about pasta machines, but to be honest with you, I find them hard work, especially cleaning them, so I do stick to my roller unless I'm doing something that needs a really, really flat background. A lot of the things I do make have like a 3D effect, so I do have a flat background, but it's not right dead thin, so my roller works fine for that. But it's really dependent on what you're looking to do really, and what you're looking to make. Pasta machines are great for people that want to do canes and things like that, but I don't, so there we are, that's pasta machine. So I'm going to make a start, so here we go. Now I didn't mention this before, but this is Red 29, and it's in a Fimo effect. It was extremely old, so I've got absolutely tons of it for some reason. So I mixed a few blocks together and spent a good hour conditioning this because, as I said, it's really old. So I used baby oil for that, basically sort of give it a really good you know, softness. But with that, as you can see already, without touching it for more than 5 minutes, I've already got red hands. So with this, when I go from using red to white for the background of my writing, I'll be obviously wash my hands because it's going to get everywhere, but I wanted to do this first because it shows sort of the progress of it really. Okay, so I've got it into a nice ball now. It is still really soft, so it's going to be quite handy and easy to make something from. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in the conditioning and things like that, if you've got any questions on conditioning, what to use and how to do it, or if this is not helpful. Let me know. So for flattening clay, I like to give it a rocking motion, and the reason I do this is because it keeps its shape. So as you can see, it's still circular, which is really good. And then I get like a 3D effect, so it goes flat at the bottom and then nice and rounded at the top, and that's the shape I'm looking for the heart. Basically doing here is just pressing it down and then I'll get a flat surface. And I know everyone knows how to use a cutter, but I just want to share my experiences on, you know, what you can do to make a heart that's cut with the cutter, and how to make it really cool looking and detailed as well. So I've got it to a point. It is dome shaped, so it's got a bit of depth to it, and then a flat back. Obviously you need that to pop on the card. So I'm just smoothing it out now. And as you can see on this one also, it's got a little bit of glitter to it. I didn't put the glitter in, it came with it. So this is, as I said, Fimo Effect 29. It's really pretty, but it can be a bit of a pain to condition if it's old. Okay, so press the heart down. I like to use my roller to do this. Two reasons: it makes sure it goes in, and then you can generally feel whether it's gone down to the tile or not. Just giving it a bit of a tap, and I like to give it a bit of a wiggle so it gets more of the edges in. Now you'll see that there's a bit here where it's now caused a massive kind of mark, and this is one of the reasons why I like to soften once I've got the heart shape from the cutter. And by soften I just mean going around the edges and literally pressing it, obviously gently because this clay is quite soft. And by doing this also, you can change the shape of it a little bit as well, so you can make it slightly more pointed, and then it looks like you've done it all yourself. Have to admit, I'm rubbish at making hearts. I have tried several times and they always end up weird looking, so I try and use a cutter where I can, and then I'll show you how I make it even more cooler. So as you can see here, it hasn't got much of a dip, so what I'm going to do is pop it flat and then just create that with this little tool here and giving it a really nice heart shape. And by doing that also, you're given it's sort of a more personalised look. You could then press out the corners so the heart shape out here goes out further, and just sort of giving it your own look really. So I like to have a nice deep point to the heart, and I just do that like this. And then I like to have a nice sharp point, so I press this right down. Obviously you can see, well, I can see all my fingerprints, but just by smoothing it out like this gets rid of them, so you won't see them. And because this is effect as well, Fimo Effect, it will pick up all the prints that you put in it. So if you're using a texture sheet or something, it's really good for that. So also, just a bit of an artistic flair, you could make this heart slightly sort of wonky, sort of you could have it up more this side and down more the other. You could have it really pointed. There's lots of different ways to do hearts. I like to have my own sort of style as well. So yes, you do start with this, but once you've got the basic shape, you can make it really anything you like. Sometimes I've made this point really long so I can then curl it round in this sort of motion, and it just really sort of depends on what sort of thing you're looking for really. So I'm quite happy with this sort of shape, so I'm just gonna move on now. Okay, so you've got the perfect heart, you don't want to ruin it. So if you're going to try rollering it with a stamp or a roller, anything that's got a pattern on it, and you're not too sure whether you want to risk it, if you like, take a scrap piece. I generally do it in the same colour because then you can get a really good idea of what it's going to look like. and then roll this to see if you like the pattern, and also it tells you whether the roller is going to be any good as well. As you saw here, it sort of buckled a little bit and picked up too much of the clay, so I just pick a new point and then just roll that, and also it gives a good idea of what the pattern's going to look like. Now this is really pretty, but obviously you can see where it's getting stuck as well, so it's important to clean these really well. I tend to take a little brush to them, like a little nail brush or something like that, because it's just a real quick way of getting rid of all the clay out of the edges here. So I won't be able to use this on, say, white clay afterwards, because it will stain until it's been washed properly. Okay, so I've got a roller stamp I'm going to use. This has got a swirly design on it. I do like swirly designs. I think they just look really pretty, but you can use anything you like. Now also with this you could do half and then half plain, but for this one I'm going to do it all in a pattern. So I'm going to start here, press down evenly and keep going. Now before you do any more, pick up the heart with a tissue blade and then just reshape anything that's not quite right. With mine I'm going to put the sharp point in the heart at the top again, just to give it a nice look. Now notice I've got another little tile out here. The reason I've done that is because I can then leave this on here, and anything I do to it, it's going to stay put, and then I can literally just pick up this tile and pop it in the oven, and I haven't got to move it again if I don't want to. Obviously it does go out of shape, do pick it up and reshape, and as I said, I do like a really nice sharp point at the end of my heart, so this is how I do that. It just takes a little bit of manipulation to get it how you want, and then of course what you'll notice is what I've got is a completely different shape. So I've got a more prominent heart, round parts here, and a sharper point, and that is all just from a cutter. Some of these cutters do have these little ridges, as I said here, where they've been made. They're not the greatest, obviously. These are just cheap ones, but generally metal cookie cutters are the best, because they've got a sharper edge here, and it does make a nice sharp point. If you are looking for a blunter point, pop some plastic, some cling film or something like that over the top, and then press down, and you'll find that it's nice and soft already. So now I'm going to add some mica powders. So this red that I've got here is quite a metallic look. It's quite a nice look, but it's not something I want all over, so I'm just going to highlight. I'm just going to add a little bit of glitter. So I've rolled out some white clay. I actually have one of my tissue blades with handles. I believe this is by Sculpey. It's quite good because you can hold on to it, but a lot of my tissue blades are actually warped, so I have to pick one that's as straight as possible. This one is very bent now, so I do need to get some more, but I thought I'd use this one for now, because I can get this one a bit straighter, and then just simply cut across. Okay, so this is going to become the background for the writing. I've made it nice and long because Fimo this thin you can actually cut when it's baked. In fact, you can actually cut it if it's a little bit thicker than this as well. So the idea of this is that I can write whatever I like and then trim it at the end if I want to. So I'm going to do the lettering now. So what I do is I roll out several different sizes, and then as I get it to the size that I'm looking for, or it needs to be a bit more thinner, I just keep making them smaller and smaller until I get to the width that I'm looking for. There are people that use Fimo tools to actually make these, but I prefer doing them myself because then I get them exactly what I'm looking for, and I know also that the clay is well conditioned by doing it this way. So what I'm looking for is any thicker parts. So I go along, and for example this bit here is a little thicker, so I just give that a little roll, and a good way of actually doing this as well is stretching it very gently, and then moving on to the next bit, and then the next bit, and keep going, and this actually does wonders. It's really easy with constructing letters by doing it this way. And if you do find you've got a skinny bit and it's a bit too thin or a bit too thick, just chop it off and start again. I like to have a few out ready, because I know that then this is conditioned and ready to go. So with the clay ready rolled, I'm ready to go. I'm going to start with the lettering. Okay, so I'm going to write my love. So I'm going to start with the M, this nice straight part here, and then cut this one on a slant downwards, cut it straight, flip that one over, nice and straight up, cut straight down, trim that bit off there, and there we have an M. Tissue blades are really good for this because you can just scoop them up and then bring your tile across where your background is and then place it on. This took me about 10 minutes in real time, so it is really quick. Just got to break down the letters really, so like with the Y, make a half a U and then all the way down, and then if you want a U, you just cut it off here. So break down the letters and actually write it rather than trying to do it all joined up. There are some people that do it joined up. I'm not a fan, I have to admit. I find it really difficult. So I've just done that like that, nice and simple. I've actually made a little heart that actually looks like a heart for a change. And now I'm going to add some mica powder and some glitter. If you're not sure what colour to use, get a little strip, similar colour because it helps you sort of recognise it. Pop it on and see what you think. I think this silver is going to look really nice. So I do it with my finger, make sure there's a fair amount on there and gently press, and obviously making sure that whatever parts you want are covered. And the reason why I do it this way rather than with a brush is because otherwise it will go all over the background, and I personally don't want that. So I just do it this way and getting a nice highlighted point, making sure obviously you can still see the black, but giving it a really shine up. I love this stuff. Mica powder is brilliant, but if you don't have mica powder, I recommend eyeshadow, just a cheap one. Just make sure you've got it into a powder. I wouldn't take it straight from the set that it's in, based on the fact that obviously mica powder is really loose, and I think that works out a lot better like that. Now, as I've gone for the red theme with the heart, I'm just going to pop some glitter on now. Okay, so with glitter I'm quite particular about where I put it. I tend not to put it all over the design. I like to highlight in places, and as you saw, pressing down with a little cotton bud gets it right in the place you're looking for. So I've noticed here it's a bit plain, so I'm just going to add some little dots just to create some more interest. Sometimes I overdo it, sometimes I don't, really just depend on how I'm feeling. And I really like this look. So with the heart, it's made it so it's got like a dip in it. So I've actually put the glitter inside this heart, and it actually looks really good. The majority of the glitter probably won't stick because I did put quite a bit on, and you can put liquid Fimo in here, but I've decided not to this time, so I think I actually like it as it is. With liquid clay you can actually make a heart design and then put some glitter on, fill it with liquid clay, and then put the glitter on top, and you'll have actually a solid inside with glitter, and it looks really fab. But this time I'm not going to do that. I want to do something different, so this is ready for the oven. Okay, so I'm back to the heart at the minute. I'm just adding some glitter edging. Now the reason why I've done that is because obviously I've put glitter on the lettering here, and I just want to make it match. So I'm just popping the glitter on the tile really close, and then using my rubber part of my dotting tool to press up to the edges and make that stick. Okay, so it's out of the oven now, and as you can see, it's a really nice, easy to work with sign that you can just do something with. This, I'm quite surprised actually because the glitter's remained in here. I think tapping it would probably have some of that come out, but I really like the way that's actually come out. So, and it makes it really easy like this as well, so you can have something that comes off the actual sign itself and make it really artistic, same as this one here. It is a little long, so what I'm going to do now is show that you can chop a bit off. So I'm actually just going to check the width of this and where I want it to go. So yeah, I am going to trim about here. Okay, so what I did there is just score it and then slid the knife down, and I'm just going to do the same on this side. Okay, so I've trimmed it down nicely now, and I just sort of straightened it up here. It has cut some of the design off, but I'm quite happy with that, I don't really mind. So I'm just going to pop that on here. And then for the heart is actually quite thick. I think next time I'll probably make it a bit thinner, but the design of it actually has worked really well. Now I'm going to just stick it on. Well, I've got to say I had a lot of fun with that, so I'll just show you what it looks like now. So as you can see, it's like really sparkly. You don't have to use that much glitter, but I just completely love it. So, and obviously my little writing at the top, you know, I do prefer doing the personalisation like that rather than using a load of stamps, because you never know how the stamp's going to turn out. So, and then obviously the heart with lots of the matching glitter as well, and I think that's turned out really sweet. So it's just simple, it's easy to do, and you know, with the things, with the way the world is at the minute, no one wants to wander around shops looking for cards. Just make one, you know, come up with something that you quite like, find some colours, chuck some glitter on, have some fun, and you get a little card. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks for watching. I can't say it enough. Please subscribe, please comment, let me know what you think of the tutorial, if there was anything I could have added. Let me know if you've got an idea that you'd like me to make. certainly I'll sure give it a try, and I'll see you again soon. So if you want my hedgehog, I did try and rehome him, but if you want my hedgehog, let me know in the comments, and then I'll do like a random winner type thing. Yeah, so I'll do like a random winner thing for my hedgehog. I might do so that he can be hung on something maybe. There's no chance of getting any magnets on the back of that, that's for sure. But UK at the minute, so if you want my hedgehog, I want him to go to a nice home. You haven't got to feed him, nice and simple to look after, and honestly he will just make you smile. And you know what, to this lucky person who does get my hedgehog, I can make another one, so another one can just sit on my desk and stare at me. So I enjoyed making him, it was cool. Yeah, I want to get to, you know, 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. You know, it's a big hill to climb. It is. It's a hill. I'm climbing it, you know. Or something like that for family Valentines. There's Valentines coming up. I went, Valentines. Hi, welcome back to the Polymer Clay channel. Is there something on my face? Hi, welcome back. Where's my clapper?